Well, here I am, back to work on the front wing. I knew I was off by 1/4 of an inch, and I think I found it. And so I had to redo much of this. Again, I was prepared to redo this anyhow. Just a little earlier than I thought I would. I had to pull the original wing out again, and I took this wing back off, checked the measurements again, and ultimately had to move things around a little bit, which means I'm really going to have to do some additional bracing because you only take these screws in and out so many times before the wood starts to degrade. But I know that, like I cracked it right here. I should have pre-drilled it. See, I originally had the board over here, but now I'm square here. Here's where I found some of my measurement error as well. This used to be a 1x5 in here. I realized that actually this framing was too far over here. So when I actually, you go back further, I started out the day just trying to replace this board. All right. When I put the board back in, I remember I took it off last night. When I put the board back in, nothing was square again, and it didn't fit. So then I had to start reconstructing what happened. I pulled out the original board, put it back up, double checked my measurements. I ultimately realized that this framing here for the door was no longer square once I had taken that piece out. And so that took me down the path of trying to find where everything was not square. Eventually found it. I rebuilt this part up here. It's a little better square than what it was. But I am finding that I am having to do things twice, maybe even 3 times to get it right. And I'm okay with that. Oh, and so you also see part of the rebuild, is I did get that top board up, that top framing piece, which I'm feeling pretty good about where that is now. So that's victory in the sense that that lines up better with what I had. And the door is square for the most part. So I'm feeling pretty good. Just a little longer than what I expected to get this set up. I actually dropped the plumb line. Plumb line's looking nice and vertical, right, running parallel to that framing board, so I'm feeling good about that. So a lot of work to get to that simple setup. All right, that's it for now. I'm going to actually run out, grab a longer drill bit to be able to drill the carriage bolts through the framing, the chassis board, and then up through the plywood. Right now I've just got the carriage bolt sitting on underneath the plywood, which is not correct. I need to have the carriage bolt come to the surface of the plywood. All right, so I'm gonna ultimately redo some framing over here. This is just a temporary solution just to get everything squared up. And yeah, it's all coming together. At least I got a new piece in. I guess that's victory for today, is the first real paneling put in. And that obviously I'm going to paint, because that's not a board that I'll stain, but that's a new piece of siding in there. So that worked out. All right, that's it for today.